Welcome everyone to a brand new positivity video from Nikoli's Kitchen. My name is Nick. This show is all about my journey of scratch-made food and positive energy. Specifically, the videos here on the YouTube channel are about positivity. I want to share these out there on every content avenue, every single way that I can to get them out there in front of people to maybe help connect with somebody. That's all I want to do, is just make connections with people. The best thing that you can do to help me do that, if you like this kind of content and you want me to reach more ears, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you're notified whenever I release new content. Life is chaos. And wherever you are, whenever you are when you're watching this, I hope that you're doing absolutely amazing. I hope that you're taking good care of yourself. I hope that you're being kind to yourself. Because we all need to be more focused, I think now more than ever, on being good and being kind to each other and to ourselves. Take a look at the plate that is your day in front of you. This is something I've talked a lot about on the show in the past, and I've talked a lot about how much I overload my plate. I talk about how much work I have to do constantly. All of the minutiae, all of the things that I have to do. Take a look at it in front of you. Life moves so fast, I feel like sometimes we forget to slow down and just enjoy a quiet moment. How do you find those quiet moments? How do you relax? How do you find a way to breathe? Is it exercise? Is it playing a game? Just turning on a show and just letting the world kind of drift away. How do you find that quiet in here? How do you find a way to quiet the storm that's constantly raging in your mind? I struggle with that a lot. I struggle a lot with unloading the plate, putting it off until tomorrow, saying, no, Nick, you don't need to do all of this right now. No, you can take a moment for yourself. Because what often happens is I put one thing and then another thing and then another thing and then another thing, and I've stacked up so much stuff. And then I look at the workload, I see it before me, even if I'm just seeing it in my mind's eye, and I just freeze. I freeze, and then I just break. And I feel like I can't do anything, that I'm never going to get it done. And the whole thing is just going to completely and totally break me. It won't break you if you don't let it. Find a time, find a way to put it all off. What are you sacrificing because of that plate? Because of all the stuff that's sitting on it? All the stresses, all the worries, everything that you're agonizing over in your mind. What are you missing? What are you putting off? So I think something I struggle a lot with, and something I'm constantly conscious of, is trying to find ways to just let it go. Just let it go, and to just breathe. My mind, and we often joke here, myself and Rebecca will joke that my brain's a lazy Susan. things spin around in there, and then eventually it'll come back around to the thing I was doing 10 minutes ago, and all of a sudden it'll pop back in there, and I'll continue on the thought thread like I never stopped it before. But that's because my mind is moving so fast. I'm constantly jumping from one thing to another so fast, I don't even take the time to breathe or slow down in the middle. And I need to. Food's like that for me. Being in the kitchen's like that for me. Because when I'm in the kitchen, that's how I let it all go. That's how I find those moments to quiet the world, to just let it all fall by the wayside. And food for me is like, I'm in that plate, the plate of food that I'm making. Whatever it is that my mind has been agonizing over, whatever things I've been overthinking about, whatever I've been stressing about, whatever I've been so worried about, it all falls away when I think about food, when I think about cooking food, when I think about eating food. It all disappears. Today I made macarons for the first time ever. And I'd never tasted these before. I'd never made them before. I did a chocolate buttercream frosting in the middle. And they didn't turn out perfect. Number one, they're way too big. They're supposed to be like half the size of these things. Also, mine, I'm holding this up if you're watching the video. This kind of looks like an egg. It's kind of ovular and not really a little kind of like, it's supposed to look kind of like, I think of like the size of like a 50-cent piece or something. And, you know, I definitely need more work in kind of all the techniques. But God, making them today, that's where my brain was. My brain was right here. All the things I have to do, like do work for Livestream, find a new job, get a new car, finish my taxes, get more content recorded for the show, get more things edited for the show and for the patrons, plan recipes, plan the next stream. Make sure you're tuning into the streams Thursdays on Twitch. There's so much constantly running around in my brain all the time, and then I'm constantly just thinking about my relationships, my friendships, the people in my life. Am I giving them enough of me? I want to pour so much positivity out of myself. That's why I do it in these videos and these podcasts. Because I just want to make somebody's life a little better somehow, some way. One way, I just want so much to just make the lives of the people around me better. And I feel like I'm so focused on that, and I feel like I'm so focused on doing all these different things that I just forget. Unless I'm in the kitchen, unless I'm cooking, unless I'm just breathing and just making food. Connecting that piece of me to other people, giving a piece of myself to somebody else on a plate, on a dish. I feel like I forget about that. And I was just kind of, I just do these things on Facebook that I do all the time, and I just do these things on social media that I randomly do from time to time. And I follow a page called Power of Positivity. And they just post kind of like random positive stuff all the time, like positive affirmations, things to help you mentally through the day, things to look at and to believe in yourself. And I came across this story of a young woman named Holly who died at 27. At 27 from cancer. And when she had passed, she had left behind some life advice, a post. And I'd like to share it now if I could, and I'll leave a link to it in the show notes. So that way anybody that would like to take a look at it can. And it's something that I've kind of constantly tried to think about and kind of constantly tried to remind myself of after my friend Jake died, who was even younger than this when he died of cancer. My friend John, who died from a heart attack at 39. Life is so short. So we have to find a way to stop stressing and freaking out and worrying and being so concerned with all of these things that we constantly are bombarding ourselves with. Because at the end of the day, is it gonna matter? At the end of the day, did you just do something to make the lives of others better? Did you just let go and give a piece of yourself out there to the world to try to make the world a better and more beautiful place? That's all that matters in the end. That's really, really all that matters in the end, is just doing something, finding some way to make the world better. So I'd like to read this post for you now. It's a strange thing to realize and accept your mortality at 26 years young. It's just one of those things you ignore. The days tick by and you just expect they'll keep on coming until the unexpected happens. I always imagine myself growing old, wrinkled, and gray, most likely caused by the beautiful family, lots of kitties, I planned on building with the love of my life. I want that so bad it hurts. That's the thing about life. It is fragile, precious, and unpredictable, and each day is a gift, not a given right. I'm 27 now. I don't want to go. I love my life. I am happy. I owe that to my loved ones. But the control is out of my hands. I haven't started this note before I die so that death is feared. I like the fact that we are mostly ignorant to its inevitability, except when I want to talk about it and it's treated like a taboo topic that'll never happen to any of us. It's been a bit tough. I just want people to stop worrying so much about the small, meaningless stresses in life and try to remember that we all have the same fate after it all. So do what you can to make your time feel worthy and great, minus the bullshit. I've dropped lots of my thoughts below as I have had a lot of time to ponder life these last few months. Of course, it's the middle of the night when these random things pop in my head most. Those times you are whining about ridiculous things, something I have noticed so much these past few months. Just think about someone who is really facing a problem. Be grateful for your minor issue and get over it. It's okay to acknowledge that something is annoying, but try not to carry on about it and negatively affect other people's days. Once you do that, get out there and take a big freaking breath of that fresh Aussie air deep in your lungs. Look at how blue the sky is and how green the trees are. It is so beautiful. Think how lucky you are to be able to do just that. Breathe. You might have got caught in bad traffic today, or had a bad sleep because your beautiful babies kept you awake, or your hairdresser cut your hair too short. Your new fake nails might have got a chip. Your boobs are too small. Or you have cellulite on your ass, and your belly is wobbling. Let all that shit go. I swear you will not be thinking of those things when it is your turn to go. It is all so insignificant when you look at life as a whole. I'm watching my body waste away right now before my eyes with nothing I can do about it, and all I wish for now is that I could have just one more birthday or Christmas with my family, or just one more day with my partner and dog. Just one more. I hear people complaining about how terrible work is or about how hard it is to exercise. Be grateful you're physically able to. Work and exercise may seem like such trivial things until your body doesn't allow you to do either of them. I tried to live a healthy life. In fact, that was probably my major passion. Appreciate your good health and functioning body, even if it isn't your ideal size. Look after it and embrace how amazing it is. Move it and nourish it with fresh food. Don't obsess over it. And I know I do that a lot. Remember, there are more aspects to good health than the physical body. Work just as hard on finding your mental, emotional, and spiritual happiness too. That way you might realize just how insignificant and unimportant having this stupidly portrayed perfect social media body really is. While on this topic, delete any account that pops up on your newsfeed that gives you any sense of feeling shit about yourself. Friend or not. And I really love this phrase that she wrote here. This is one of the biggest things I took away from this, but be ruthless for your own well-being. And that, I think, is so powerful. And she continues, be grateful for each day you don't have pain, and even the days where you are unwell with man flu, a sore back, or a sprained ankle. Accept it's shit. But be thankful it isn't life-threatening and will go away. Whine less, people, and help each other more. Give, give, give. It's true that you gain more happiness doing things for others than doing them for yourself. I wish I did this more. Since I've been sick, I've met the most incredibly giving and kind people and been the receiver of the most thoughtful and loving words and support from my family, friends, and strangers. More than I could ever give in return. I will never forget this and will be forever grateful to all of those people. It's a weird thing having money to spend at the end when you're dying. It's not a time you go out and buy material things that you usually would, like a new dress. Makes you think how silly it is that we think it is worth spending so much money on new clothes and things in our lives. Buy your friends something kind instead of another dress, beauty product, or jewelry for that next wedding. No one cares if you wear the same thing twice, and it feels good. Take them out for a meal, or better yet, cook them a meal. Shout their coffee. Give or buy them a plant, a massage, or a candle, and tell them you love them when you give it to them. Value other people's time. Don't keep them waiting because you're shit at being on time. Get ready earlier if you're one of those people, and appreciate that your friends want to share their time with you, not sit by themselves waiting on a mate. You will gain respect too. Amen, sister. This year our family agreed to do no presents, and despite the tree looking rather sad and empty, I nearly cracked Christmas Eve. It was so nice because people didn't have the pressure of shopping, and the effort went into writing a nice card for each other. Plus, imagine my family trying to buy me a present knowing they would probably end up with themselves. Strange. It might seem lame, but those cards mean more to me than any impulse purchase could. Mind you, it was also easier to do in our house because we had no little kiddies there. Anyway, moral of the story, presents are not needed for a meaningful Christmas. Moving on. Use your money on experiences. Or at least don't miss out on experiences because you spent all your money on material shit. Put in the effort to do that day trip to the beach you keep putting off. Dip your feet in the water and dig your toes in the sand. Wet your face with salt water. Get amongst nature. Try just enjoying and being in moments rather than capturing them through the screen of your phone. Life isn't meant to be lived through a screen, nor is it about getting the perfect photo. Enjoy the bloody moment, people. Stop trying to capture it for everyone else. Random rhetorical question. Are those several hours you spend doing your hair and makeup each day or to go out for one night really worth it? I've never understood this about females. Get up early sometimes and listen to the birds while you watch the beautiful colors the sun makes as it rises. Listen to music. Really listen. Music is therapy. Old is best. Cuddle your dog. Far out, I will miss that. Talk to your friends. Put your phone down. Are they doing okay? Travel if it's your desire. Don't if it's not. Work to live. Don't live to work. Seriously, do what makes your heart feel happy. Eat the cake. Zero guilt. Say no to things you don't really want to do. Don't feel pressure to do what other people might think is a fulfilling life. You might want a mediocre life, and that is so okay. Tell your loved ones you love them every time you get the chance, and love them with everything you have. Remember, if something is making you miserable, you do have the power to change it. In work or love or whatever it may be, have the guts to change. You don't know how much time you've got on this earth, so don't waste it being miserable. I know that it's said all the time, but it couldn't be more true. Anyway, that's just this one young gal's life advice. Take it or leave it. I don't mind. And one last thing, if you can, do a good deed for humanity and start regularly donating blood. It'll make you feel good with the added bonus of saving lives. I feel like it is something that is so overlooked, considering every donation can save 3 lives. It is a massive impact each person can have, and the process really is so simple. Blood donation, more bags than I could keep up with counting, helped keep me alive for an extra year. A year I will be forever grateful that I got to spend it here on Earth with my family, friends, and dog. A year I had some of the greatest times of my life. Till we meet again. And I just wanted to read that whole thing because so much of it is about living your life to the fullest. Not wasting your days stressing and worrying so much about everything that you've got stacked up on that plate, every stressor that you've got built up on that plate. Do what you can. Make the difference that you can. Get what you can done. And then take those moments for yourself when you can truly connect to your soul and you can truly make a connection out there to other people, to give something so good of yourself to the world. To make a positive difference, to build up other people, to love other people. For me, it's food. This is how I connect to people. This is how I give a piece of myself to other people, through food. How do you make that connection to other people? Where do you fit into that? What is your connection to other people? You never, ever, ever know what's going to happen. If you were done tomorrow, if you checked out tomorrow, if tomorrow was it, can you count up all the things? Can you accumulate all the things that you've done in your life and say, I have lived a good life, I have lived a great life? Or can you do more to make your life better and to make the lives of those around you better? To go outside and just take a deep breath, smell the fresh air, fresh cut grass, rain in the springtime. Go out there and take a walk and feel the ground underneath your feet, the way that it shapes underfoot. How nature changes around you from season to season. How different the world looks, and yet how same the world looks. Don't obsess or be so concerned that you have to achieve a certain thing. I do it all the time. I want to get to 250. And I will get to 250. And I'm so hard on myself. I'm so in here all the time about getting there, about being there. But I don't need to be. Because I'm going to get there. Slow and sure and steady. And just making the choices, making the sacrifices that I need to make. I will get there. I will make it. But there's no sense in pushing myself harder than I need to. Work for Livestream will get done. I will find that job. I will get that car. I will get those taxes done. I will get all the little minutiae, all the little bits and pieces that make up my day that I stress and fret so much over. Are they more important than calling a friend? Or messaging a friend and just saying, hey, I am so grateful for you. You make such an important difference in my life just by being part of it. Thank you so much for believing in me. Thank you so much for being a part of my life. Nothing's better than that. Take the time every single day to make sure that people know how grateful you are for them. Even if you don't talk to them every day, even if you don't talk to them every week or every month, or maybe you haven't talked to them in a couple of years. Maybe now's the time. Don't wait until it's too late to do the things that you always wanted to do, to have the life that you've always wanted to have. I know it's scary. And I know that a lot of times in life we're conditioned and we're beaten back to be afraid that you can't succeed, that you won't do this thing. But don't be afraid. Keep going forward. Be ruthless for your well-being. Love other people. Believe in the best of the world. Do something every day to make such a good, positive difference in the world. And never, ever, ever give up on you. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I know this one was a little bit longer than some of the other positivity segments, but it was really, really important for me to share that, because when I read it, it just had a profound effect on me. And I read it like 3 or 4 times. And I think there's so much that we can all learn from that. Just imagine being like tomorrow, you're diagnosed with a terminal disease. You're told tomorrow that you have 6 months to live. How would that change how you live the rest of those days? And why aren't you doing it now? Just take that with you. Just think about that as you go and as you click off of this video, as you end this podcast. Take that with you. If you were told tomorrow, when you were checking out, exactly how much time you had left, how would it change how you live the rest of your life? And then do it now. Don't wait until it's too late. Savor those moments so you don't have to wait and wish that you could just have that one more day. Take that day now. Thank you so much for watching. And thank you so much for coming on this journey with me.